Okay, so let's practice finding some life lessons in literature. We're going to be reading 3 examples or excerpts from the book Writing Freedom by Pam Munoz Ryan. And we're going to stop along the way to answer a few questions about what you are seeing as a life lesson and what we can learn from that. Just to give you a little bit of background on the novel, the book Writing Freedom is about a young girl named Charlotte who lives during the mid-1800s. Her parents are dead, and she lives in an orphanage. She loves horses, but the overseer of the orphanage where she lives forbids her to work with them simply because she's a girl. Life at the orphanage is hard, and at some point, Charlotte realizes that she cannot stay there. She needs to run away. The scene we're about to read is when Charlotte turns to a trusted, older, and wiser adult at the orphanage named Vern, and she tells him of her escape. His job at the orphanage is to take care of the horses, and one of her favorite horses there is named Justice. So follow along as we read. Thanks, Vern. I wish I could stay with you and work with the horses, but I'd be in the kitchen and I'd be missing Justice and fretting because I wouldn't be able to see Charity's foal or help you name it. I know, Miss Charlotte, said Vern. You gotta do what your heart tells you. I won't ever forget you, said Charlotte. I guess I'm not likely to forget you, Miss Charlotte. Nice job answering those questions about life lessons. Let's read the next excerpt. To set the stage again, Charlotte leaves in this excerpt. Charlotte has now left the orphanage and she's left her good friends, Vern and Hayward. She eventually finds a nice elderly gentleman who lets her live in his barn. And then he begins to teach her how to drive a 6-horse stagecoach. And that, my friends, is not easy to do. Follow along in the second excerpt. Here were 6 strong horses waiting for her commands. Her tug is on the reins to tell them which way to go. She yelled, haw and gee, to get them to bear left or right, like she did when she was riding 1 horse or driving 2. She wished Hayward could see her, and Vern. Vern would have never let her go out in the wagon until she figured out the turns. Just like when he taught her to ride, he kept putting her back on Freedom, her horse, after each fall, saying, every time you fall, you learn something new about your horse. You learn what not to do next time. Good work. Now let's read our final excerpt from Writing Freedom. Now, in this excerpt, Charlotte is a really good stagecoach driver. But on this particular day, someone from her past wants to ride on her stagecoach, and this does not set well with her. Ebenezer, the man who taught her to drive a 6-horse stagecoach, sees that she's upset. Let's follow along. What are you blabbering about? The mail's got to go through, same as them passengers. Ebenezer put his hand on Charlotte's shoulder. Now listen. Don't you pay them passengers no mind. You are what you are, and what you are is a fine horseman, and the best coachman I ever saw, and you remember that. Under the circumstances, there ain't nothing left for you to do but your job, so get to it. Charlotte looked square at Ebenezer. Ebenezer looked square back at Charlotte and said, You're the coachman. You're in charge, so load 'em up.